Well, I'm back at it again. My last video, I was getting the alternator on, and I finally got it going. As you can see, I got that going. I got that on. That's all taken care of. I do have clearance from the belt from this tube here coming out of the water pump. I got the water pump on. This is like I think it's 1 3/4 outlet, and on the radiator it's 1.5 inches. I can buy this another outlet piece right here, and it's for 1.5 inch hose, so I might just do that. I think it's $22 on Jegs, so I can get that taken care of. But I got everything wired up, I got it all hooked in, and I just got it zip tied for right now, just to hold off or to hold the lines back. I haven't got it fully where I want everything yet. I'm gonna run it that way, but hopefully I can. It looks okay. Hopefully I can read it up a different way, but it looks all right. It's taken care of. I worked on the steam ports coming out of the heads, because you got one over here and one over right there. It's focusing in on my hand, not the fitting, but it's right up in there. So anyway, I do have that one hooked in. It comes down, it goes into the fitting. So on this fitting here, it was let me see. Let me switch it back over here. It was like this, just a regular spacer. So I went ahead and drilled 2 holes, tapped the lines on them, so actually I can fit my temperature gauge. I love having that one in there. I know the computer shows you everything that you need to know on it, but I like having that. It's let's see. Hopefully it's not too dark in there. It's that little one right there. It's nice and bright. Keeps focusing on my finger. So yeah, right there. So it's nice and bright. Big letters, big numbers rather. So I like using that one. And then on the next one, it's the down here. It's for the steam ports. So I'm gonna have a 180 fitting here. It's gonna wrap around, come up this way, and then I'm gonna run that other line over to it. So that takes care of that. Now, yeah, so like I said, I still might replace that. So the next thing that I ran into, now I bought all this off somebody on Marketplace. So what I didn't understand is on these fittings, they have a taper down there. So the taper is for, I'm trying to do this one-handed, is for a fitting like this that has this tapered part. As you see, this one is a straight fitting with a taper. So the way he had it, he had this screwed into there. So if you screw that in, I know I should back these cameras up all the time so it's not so tight. But see, it goes all the way down. All the way down. And I don't think it's gonna hold. I don't think it's gonna be a tight seal. And the only reason why I say that is because I don't think this has much of a taper on it. Damn it. I don't think this has much of a taper to seal on that down there. To seal down in there. So that's the whole dilemma I'm running into on this. Seems like there should be like an adapter that fits inside of here and then fits inside the other fitting. And that's what seals it all together. There is another, I just got this on there, but there is another fitting that I can buy. It's like $33 that has this end to it over here on this end, and then a hose end. So I don't know, because I just don't think that's got enough taper to it at all to where it's going to seal. That's a straight thread. That's just a straight cut thread. It's got to be like some kind of union or something that fits inside of there and fits inside of this. You know, union. I don't know what else to call it. That'll fit down in there with that taper, fit inside of here with this taper, and then you just mount it together and tighten it, and it seals. Just like you do on your brake line. When you do a brake line, you know, when you do your brake lines, you have that little brass ring, that little fitting that you put your, I must say, nut, whatever. You fit it, your nut on, then you fit the little brass thing, and then you clamp them together, and that seals it tight. That's what I'm thinking that has to have. But I've looked on the internet, I can't find anything. The only thing I keep finding is just that one fitting for $33. So you're talking 33 there, another 23 over there, 22, something like that. $50, 56. So I don't know. So that's what I'm going through right now, and then I'll spin it back. But anyway, say for instance, if you had this on here, this is what I'm coming up with. I don't know if it looks good, but this is one thing. So that goes here. I'm telling you, they don't go all the way down. All the way down. I mean, that's just, no. So then you take this and put this over here. And I'll show you in a minute. Okay. So you got these two tight. You got this one tight, this one tight. But look at this. Look at that. That's going to leak. Look at the play in that. I'll back her up. See that? That's because this is not seating in there. You guys get what I'm saying. But anyway, yeah. So I figured I'd turn it that way. Run a hose from here to probably the other 90 that you see right there. Run that one in to there. Run a hose coming off here to there. I don't know how goofy that looks, but I mean, that's what I'm coming up with. I don't know. I wish this is the way I wish it would be. Is if I could aluminum weld, then I can weld a 12 AN fitting just like this here onto my radiator. Then hook that Y up directly to it, and then have my Y sitting right here, and then my hose is coming out. That'd be the perfect thing, but I'm not an aluminum welder. But I'm going to experiment with this. I bought this, and I'm going to try to learn how. I see everybody else doing it. I did buy one, so I bought a little TIG welder. So I'm going to experiment with it. It's an off-brand. I'm going to see what it does. So I got to learn, and that's what I'm wanting to do. So I bought that. I'm gonna learn how to do it because it is a Lincoln welder. I got nothing, no problems with that. It does a great job. It built this whole entire car. So my plasma cutter down there, it's an off brand right there. That thing has cut everything I needed to cut, and it's off brand. Fires up every time, works great, no problems with it. Like I said, I cut the whole ass end when I tubbed this car. I cut everything out with that plasma cutter. Not one issue, not one. And that thing still goes to this day. And I've had it, I want to say 6 years. And I know you don't use them all the time, but that thing works. So I'm gonna jack around with that and see what I can get with that and learn. I know should have just bought a good one and then learn your way off of that, but we'll see. We'll see what that does. Anyway, and this is the other reason why I like watching YouTube that other guys do things to their cars, because I didn't know they had this. And a guy's converting his track car, his drag car, to a street car. So he's got to have a horn, turn signals, and the whole nine. Because he's wanting to do, I forget what you call that. Sick week? Yeah, sick week. So he wants to do that. So, and this thing does still have the factory turn signals in it. It still has the factory AC and heater control switches. Never took it out because I never did want to do that. I didn't want to fully gut it like that. So I left everything in. Everything's just tucked underneath the dash and zip tied all through there. So when I done the steering column, which is just a straight shaft, that end right down there is what I cut off the factory one, stuck the tube in, welded it up. So, and that's what this is. It's just a straight shaft. So that's all it is. But like I said, it still has everything in there. So when I seen this guy do it, this car, I was like, okay, what does he have? And he had right there in the middle of the console, he had a little switch, and it had two arrows. And that's what he used for his turn signal. I didn't know they had it. I didn't know. And I was like, that's what I need to put in this. I'll tap in on the wires on the turn signal wiring, which goes to the right side and left side. So I'll tap into that and I'll just plug it into this, and this is going to be my turn signal. So, but that's what this is. You go there, back to in the middle, neutral, you know what I'm saying, and then switch it back over to the other side. So I was like, perfect. That's cool, man. So I got that. I think it's I think this is maybe the relay for it, if you want to call it a relay. It makes it blink. So yeah, I was like, right on. So I did not know they had that. So I was like, because normally I just old school it, I don't know if I can get this far in the back. I know I need a cameraman, but you go like this, or like this, So if you want to turn right, stick your arm up like that. I don't know. The new generation, those sign language type deals, who knows, but should. You had to pass your test to know that. I mean, you had to know that to pass your test, rather. So that's what I do. So now, if I can hook that in, then I'm golden. But back to this. I mean, I'll have to figure this out. I'd love to weld that. I'd love to weld that in. And then get rid of all this. But I don't know. Looking at it on this, it does look funky. Dang. I don't know. Maybe if I had something, that's just too much. This thing about something comes out through here and goes this way and then comes back that way, that's just too much. But yeah, that's the way I was going to do it. I try to look at more pictures online that do this, but they don't really show too much. So I guess you got to be creative and do it your own way. But yeah, still trying to figure everything out. And I thought about, oh yeah, there's some to get rid of these goofy things. I'm over it. So what it does is, if I have my hood on, that's a 4-inch cow. So I should have went to the 6-inch. Should have went to the taller. So what this does is, when I got the hood on, and I bent this bracket down just a tad bit right here because it was hitting on the fiberglass hood. So it's still hitting a little bit. It does fit. It does latch on all of it, but it's kind of funny. So hang on, the heater's getting kicked back on. So I'm trying to be quiet a little bit. Hang on. Okay, I waited for the heater to quit. So on the hood, they do sell some rails for Zeus that you mount in. That comes straight down. Back this sucker up. Yeah, so the Zeus rails come straight down. You mount them to the fender, and then all your Zeus's mount in. So I didn't know they had that either until I seen it on another YouTube channel. Like I said, I gotta catch up with the times, I guess. But then I'll have to go back and I drilled these holes out, so I'll have to go back and take some fiberglass, tape it up underneath here, and fill these all back in fiberglass, and then smooth all this back out if I want to do it that way. These things here are nice. I don't get nothing against them, but the car does, when it's running, it does vibrate a lot. So when it vibrates, these nuts underneath here come loose, and then you'll end up losing everything off of these. So, and that's how I lost that one there. Plus these look goofy. I just made these. So I might do that too. So who knows? I don't know. I'm just babbling on. Need to figure this out. When the heater was going, when I had it on pause, I switched these around a little bit. I put the 90s, put one down there, and I got one over here. So I'm wondering if I get 2 more 90s here to come out, it'll look a little bit better than the 45s. I think the 45s are just... This 45 will take it straight on over to that one. But to get to this, if I put a 45 here, it kicks it way out here and it looks just ridiculous. I mean, it kicks it out this way like this. So you can't bend it back in to get to that. So I might just end up getting 2 more 290s. Sticking them on. I don't know, man. I got kind of an offset. I did have a drone over there, a little mini, what is it? A little mini drone, a DJI drone. So I never messed with it. It's been on the shelf for 2 years. I never messed with it. I ended up selling it. So got a little side cash, you know. So I can throw it back into this and do it that way. So yeah, that's me rambling, but that's the problem. I can't do any more tonight. I got one fitting on order over there. I gotta get maybe 2 more fitting. Well, if I get 290s, so there's 2 there. The other outlet down there, I gotta find a hose. There's gonna be 4 or 5. So I gotta order parts again, and I'm back to waiting again. So I just wanted to give it a little update and show you where I was at. But yeah, like I said, the alternator's good. It's gone there. So that's done. All right, so that's it. And then on the turn signal thing, I'll get that thing figured out. I'll whip it out from underneath the dash. I'll pull it out from underneath the dash, hang it down. I'll figure out what wire is for the right and which one's for the left. I'll play around with that. I'll tap into that wire, bring it to that switch. That's going to be my power on for the turn signals. Like I said, I still got everything tucked up there, so I'll just figure it out. Go from there. All right. See you guys. I did do I'm trying an intro at the beginning of the video, so I hope I don't get no was it copyright law? Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I got the logo. That is the logo. I had that for quite a while, so hope I don't get in trouble with that one. So we'll see. I appreciate it. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know if I should say subscribe. I know I say it all the time, but I just said it. So all right, see you guys.